So we created a community editable sheet. This means that anyone in our community is added to our sheet. We are sharing this with a lot of people and people are editing this, but we want to make sure we actually keep backups because one, having a community editable sheet is really cool. It's really fun. It's really great to bring a community together and share information in a very interesting way. And as a spreadsheet maker for this community, we could produce pretty cool things like data validations. We could produce reports that are sent to all of the viewers by email automatically. But like, what's going to happen is someone's going to mess up at some point creating data or editing data in a wrong way. And we want to get a backup. We want to either back up every day or every week. Every day is a little bit excessive, but let's back up every week. And I want to show you that this backup is not that hard to do. We're going to go up to extension app script. Once there, I already have 2 lines of code already written, function backup, and we're just getting the sheet ID here, spreadsheet app.getActive spreadsheet.getID, and then we're using the drive app to get the file by ID and make a copy. But I'm going to keep adding to this and make it much, much cooler and better. One key thing is over here on the left, over here at services, click that service plus button and go down to drive API, select that and add. Here I've already added it. And this allows our drive app to work. So let me show you this works. I'm going to click run. When you do it, you're going to have to authorize it. Here is the copy that was made. It is called copy of, and it's here, same name. And also notice that it is not shared with anyone except for myself. That is key, that I, as the creator or owner of the sheet, I have copies of this without anyone else having access to these copies, so I can bring it back anytime I want. But let's create a new name for it. We're going to need to get the date. We're going to do utilities.formatDate. We're going to do new date. Time zone is just going to be the time zone of the sheet. And in the format, we want year, 4 years, month, and -dd for days. That is going to be our date. We're going to take the name of the sheet name, and add a space, and add the date. We want to get the sheet name equals spreadsheet app.getActive spreadsheet get name. So that's going to be the full name. Actually, we'll put the date at the beginning, date plus, and the words backup. There we go. So we have that. And let's run this again just to see that it works. Here's the sheet. It has the date, year, month, day, backup, and then the name of the sheet. Pretty cool, right? But we also want to put these in a particular folder because if they're, say, 10, 20, 30 weeks later, we want to be able to delete all of the backups that are, dozens of weeks old that we don't necessarily need. And we want to find them very easily. So let's up here create a backup folder. First, we need to know if the folder exists already. Let's call it backups. We're going to need folders, which is equal to drive app, get folders by name, backup folder name. And if folders.hasNext, then the backup folder is equal to folders.next. But if it's not, else variable backup folder equals drive app.create folder. And this is the name of the backup folder name. And now we need to add here at make copy, we are going to add a comma, and then we're going to put the destination folder, which is backup folder. So what this is all doing is saying, hey, here's a name. Go look for that folder name backups. If this has next, this is sort of a way it searches through all of the folders. If we find one, then that folders.next is that file name. It's a drive app file or folder item, essentially. And if that thing doesn't exist, meaning there is none, we'll go and create it. So now let's run this and see if we have any issues. We now have a folder called backups, and we have a backup in there. Pretty cool. But how do we run this every week? Go over to the left side, go to Triggers. On the bottom right, click Add Trigger. Choose which function. We'll choose Backup. Event source is going to be time-driven. We're going to do this every week. For a week timer, we'll do this every Friday. We'll do it at night, let's say 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Click Save. And now every single week, at the end of the week, on Friday night, we will create a backup. That backup will be in our Backups folder, and it'll have the date of the backup and the name of the sheet. So I think this is a pretty cool app script that you can use for a lot of different things. Basically, I'm saying you should probably have a community editable sheet if a lot of people are editing it, or even if in your company a lot of people are editing the sheet and you want to back up that goes beyond the version history. So here, this version history shows up. You can keep this sheet as is, but just in case, have a backup every single week. And you can actually find them in the folder backups or whatever you want to name it. And you can go and delete them as you wish, maybe every 3 months, every 6 months. I think this is pretty cool. Get this app script down below on YouTube in the description below. I'll put this sheet there for you to copy completely for free. Enjoy. You're watching Better Sheets here on YouTube. Make sure you check out this video or this video and subscribe right now to get more tips, tricks, how-tos. Get more out of your Google Sheets than you ever have before. I'm excited to be making a ton more videos here. Ask me questions down in the comments and I will answer them in future videos. But for right now, right here, one of these videos is going to be your next Google Sheet.